A family of 4 moves into a new house, unaware that an invisible spirit resides within. For some reason, the ghost becomes particularly interested in the daughter of the family, Chloe, who is going through a difficult time in her life. Her best friend recently passed away. Neither Chloe's older brother nor her parents sense any supernatural presence in the house, but sooner or later, it will manifest itself in a way that can no longer be ignored. There are directors who are craftsmen, honing their talents in a chosen genre over the years. There are auteurs who aim to express themselves through their work and convey a message to their audience. And then there are experimental directors who, it seems, don't care what they film as long as it feels fresh and unconventional. Steven Soderbergh is a prime example of the latter. Over 35 years in the film industry, he has tried his hand at almost every genre and style, but he has always sought to approach them in a new and unconventional way. In his early years, Soderbergh achieved considerable success, and his feature debut, the dialogue-driven drama Sex, Lies and Videotape, became one of the defining generational films that popularized the lo-fi mumblecore aesthetic. However, he reached his peak at the turn of the century when his main experiment was to play in the big Hollywood arena with a series of successful genre films released back-to-back. The culmination of this period was his double Oscar nomination in the same year, when his film Traffic competed with his own Aaron Brockovich in the Best Director category. Unfortunately, at some point, Soderbergh returned to his experimental roots, and while the success of these experiments can be debated, few would argue that among his projects of the last decade, only the series The Knick stands out as a truly remarkable achievement. His pseudo-horror film presence is no exception and can also be considered somewhat experimental after all. Everything that happens is seen through the eyes of the ghost itself. What does this approach bring? Honestly, not much. We get a mobile subjective camera and long, unbroken shots without editing cuts, but the story itself isn't as interesting as the way it's presented. There are certainly a couple of twists that add some tension to the plot, but overall, this isn't a horror film, it's a dialogue-driven family drama in which Soderbergh is far more interested in the dynamics of the characters' relationships than in the paranormal phenomena surrounding them. Everything comes together, more or less, by the end, but fans of horror films who were promised a tense paranormal thriller will likely be disappointed. There's another aspect of presence related to its chosen style that's worth mentioning. Due to the subjective approach, the film lacks one of the key tools of dramatic cinematicity itself. Soderbergh can't zoom in on details, can't emphasize or highlight the characters' emotions with close-ups, and as a result, despite the potential dramatic weight of the story, presence sorely lacks that very drama. We are literally kept at arm's length, prevented from fully immersing ourselves in the story, and the nuances of what are likely strong performances are left for us to guess and imagine.